very remote areas of Pakistan, just to spread awareness and to record their stories and all that. So, Jabai, we are very honored to have you with us, and this is a set of very ambitious and very talented young people and working professionals with us. So, over to you.
Thank you so much, Nameed, first of all, for giving me the opportunity to actually speak and on SDGs. And I have been gone through the list that you have shared with me, and I'm quite amazed कि different professionals or different background के जो हैं वो लोग हैं. So I think you already have introduced me, so we can get started with our first session. So first of all, I just want that if everybody out there maybe introduce themselves while stating their name, what they're currently doing, and what they want out of this particular first week. So that would be great to gauge and test the water as well. So I can see on my screen Engineer Farwa Munir. If you can start, please.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Farwa Munir, doing Masters in Electrical Engineering from University of Lahore. Currently, I'm doing job in Accounts Department. Meanwhile, my MS thesis is based on battery management system by using active cell balancing techniques. So the thesis supports SDGs like SDG 7, 9, 12, and 13. So I'm quite interested in learning more about climate action and SDGs.
Thank you, Farwad. Thank you so much. Aruba, can you introduce yourself, please? Maybe if Aruba's mic is not working, we can move to Muhammad Arif. Yeah, please go ahead, Noman.
Hello, everyone. So I thought I'd just raise my hand since they weren't answering. So my name is Noman Mirza. I recently graduated from KSPL University, completed my master's in business administration. Business analytics, my bad. Currently working at PCM High Tech as an operations manager. And the thing is that our company deals in environmental instruments and chemical bonding agents, environmental monitoring, all the instruments, exhaust emission measurement tools, which is why I was personally interested in attending this session. I wanted to learn how to solve the problems in Pakistan related to all the environmental emission problems in startups. So yeah, looking forward to learn a lot from the session.
Thank you, Naman. Likewise. So yes, if we can have other people introducing themselves, so that would be great, I think. Yeah, please, Adil, go ahead. You can switch on your mic, please. Adil Fiaz. Adil, आपका mic off है. Khatija, yes, please.
Assalamu alaikum. So my name is Khadija, and I have done my bachelor's in environmental engineering from NASC, followed by an MS in development studies while I was working as a consultant at Sustainable Environmental Solutions. And then recently I got to another master's in water engineering from Brunel University. So basically my focus is to work and serve in development sector. I would like to mention the specific field of water and sanitation. However, as we know that sustainability goes in hand, so I'm here today to have a better, a holistic view of what is going around in the industry and what are the latest technologies and what are the latest approaches to climate mitigation. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Khatija. Yes, please. Anyone else? Yes, please, Kashmala.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Kashmala Nadeem and I recently completed my first year at IES Dinast, Islamabad. And I am looking forward to learning more about how to implement the SDGs in Pakistan and what measures can we take to promote sustainability here.
Great. Thank you. Yes, please, Asad.
Yes, sir. My name is Mohammad Asad Mukhtar. I'm from Lahore and I've done my MS in Public Policy and Governance from RTU Lahore. I was working on my thesis in climate change on floods in KPK that came in 22. So my goal is to how, as my research has done on collaborative governance model, so we are seeking on how citizen partnership and local governance and federal government are doing in issues like climate change and disaster risk reduction. So my opportunity for this course and this fellowship is all about the SDGs and climate finance and how we can use these terms of carbon crediting in sustainable development in Pakistan and also entrepreneurship. Thank you.
Thank you, Asad. Do we have anyone else? Aruba, it's fine. You can write in the chat box as well.
Assalamu alaikum. Am I audible?
Yes, online, you're audible. Please go ahead.
I'm Amnastika and I have done my graduation in environmental sciences from Lahore College for Women University in Lahore. And I'm currently working with QLab as an assistant researcher. And I'm interested in learning about carbon market and carbon credits because that's where I want to research and focus on and pursue my career in.
Yeah, thank you, Amna. So, yes, guys, do we have anyone else? If not, then we can proceed maybe. So thank you first of all everyone, and I got a glimpse कि हमारे पास काफी diverse जो है वो audience है, ranging from different institutions and especially hailing from different universities as well. So as Namir already told you about myself, a little bit of glimpse that I've been currently associated with the sustainability office from quite, you can say, 3 years. And it's one of the first office of sustainability in Pakistan. So that gives us a lot of leverage that how we wanted to proceed it further in terms of development and how we want to take it forward in terms of Pakistan development. So when Namir and Badat reached out to me related this boot camp, it's just amazing that we have got a diverse audience. I'll be sharing the presentation जिसके अंदर मैं आपको आज के setting the tone के ऊपर आपको SDGs के बारे में जो है वो मैं बताऊंगा. I'll be bilingual और उर्दू और इंग्लिश के दरमियान हम स्विच जो है वो करते रहेंगे. And I really love your participation because I don't want this session to be one-sided. I want your questions are most welcomed. If you want to give any input, you are also most welcome. So Namir, we have joined by Aisha Zulfikar recently. So are we anticipating any other participant or should I move forward?
No, I think we should move on.
Okay, thank you. So everyone, welcome on board for this boot camp, and I'm really looking forward that this week will be very thrilling in terms of learning. So let me share with you my presentation. Namir, let me know when it's visible to you.
Yeah, it's visible.
Is it visible?
Yep.
All right. So everyone, this is about SDGs. I hope all of you already know a little bit about SDGs. और आप में से काफ़ी सारे ऐसे होंगे जिन्होंने रिसर्च की है, जिन्होंने अपने थीसिस कंप्लीट किए हैं. They already know about what are SDGs in the background. But हमारे साथ कुछ ऐसे भी कैंडिडेट्स हैं जो कि डिफरेंट बैकग्राउंड्स हैं और उनके लिए जो है I'll be giving the short brief overview कि what are the SDGs are. So let me tell you after this 1 week long workshop, what you will be able to learn. The first of all, SDG understanding and problem solving. That you would be able to have the deeper understanding of what the sustainable development goals are and how you can solve certain problem in each SDG. Second thing, we will be exploring that how you can report and communicate effectively on sustainable development goals. If you have joined previously an organization or you are currently working in an organization, either your boss says that, okay, I want SDG mapping reporting on these parameters. So we'll be exploring that how we can report SDGs. The third thing down the road that you will be learning is that monitoring and evaluation framework development, how you can monitor and evaluate SDGs. And the fourth thing is mapping and stakeholder engagement. If a stakeholders comes to you and they wanted to work on SDG, और आपने उनको किस तरह से engage करना है, how you can actually report your work and how their organization agenda needs to be aligned with your current goals, that is going to be explored as well. Then obviously, then how SDGs are being linked with sustainability and how crucial it is in the current era. And then lastly, we'll be focusing on careers as well. That how careers can be pursued in SDGs and sustainability. A very dear quote to me while learning something new is to accept change. So that is something that I always quote, that progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their mind cannot change anything. So it's very important that you always open to learn if you haven't previously. So that is something that you are going to be learning down the road as well. So a quick question from all of you. Do you think that the world is getting better? Anyone can switch on their mic and let me know.
Well, can I answer or do we have
No.
a case?
We got one answer saying no. Can you state your name as well, because I cannot see the screen. So no from whom? So statistically speaking, in terms of numbers, do you think the world is getting better?
Zeba, we got a lot of no's in the comment section, but there is one yes. I think.
Okay, okay. So Nameer, that would be great if you can help me in that, because that's how we would be able to engage them. I cannot see their comments, so you can let me know. So yeah, a lot of no's, but only one yes. So yes, but let me try to change your perception. If we see the stats of extreme poverty, if we compare it with 1820s to till 2015, you can see in this graph that 94 living in the extreme poverty in 1820. But if we compare it 2015, so means 90% not living in poverty. So somewhat we can say that the poverty has been eliminated. Not entirely. In terms of basic education, it's really important to have the education. So again, if we compare the stats, out of 100 people strata, we see that 17 have basic education. But nowadays we have 86 basic people out of 100 strata that we have the education. Not only this, let's compare it with literacy rate. So which also states that 12 are able to read and now 85 are able to read. So there is a trend that you see that the things are changing over the period of time. और जैसे जैसे ज़माना चेंज हो रहा है, इनोवेशन आ रही है, नई चीज़ें आ रही हैं, तो उससे एक पॉजिटिव चेंज जो है वो आ रहा है. चाइल्ड मोर्टेलिटी, यू नो कि पहले जो है बहुत सारी डेथ्स जो है वो हो जाती थी कि बच्चों की सिर्फ इस वजह से कि उनकी केयर नहीं हो पाती थी. If we dig into the stats, we came to know that 43 died before they were 5 years old. And now if we compare it, only you can say that 4 die before they are 5-year-old. So there is a very positive increase in numbers. In terms of vaccination, आपको पता है कि पहले कोई छोटी सी भी आपको बीमारी होती थी और उसकी वजह से जो है नंबर ऑफ डेथ्स जो है, even influenza, if we dig in the past, so we got to know that a lot of people died just because they haven't got vaccinated. But nowadays, आपने देखा कोविड में a lot of tragic things happen, but at the same time, you got the vaccination or a huge population जो है वो serve हुई. So in this graph as well, we see that 86 got vaccinated, which is a very positive thing. That is something debatable. इसके ऊपर हम काफी कुछ सोच सकते हैं in terms of democracy, and especially living in Pakistan, that 99 not living in democracy previously. But if we compare it with 56 living in democracy out of 100 people. So now, what do you think? Is the world is getting better? You can switch on your mic so that I can also listen. Namir, are we getting any response in the chat box?
Yeah, we got a single no still.
Still no. I would expecting almost 10 no's, but single no is mean that we are making progress. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Kishmala said in some aspects, yes.
Yes, sir. And Asad is here, and I think the answer to this question is that we in which world we are living, and which part of world we're living, and in which perspective we are seeing that. So far, I have studied in my MS that these stats and all the development sectors is very far from living realities on that. That's why, and sometimes we seek more negative points. Do of course that say that some things are getting good, but at some actual grounded realities speaks much other side of the picture. That and so that's why in our youth don't think that something has been improving, especially in terms of climate change and SDGs.
True, Asad. Thank you so much, first of all, for taking up the mic and speaking on behalf of others as well. So yes, it's true to some extent, because I'm in the academia from past almost, you can say, 5-7 years. So we see a lot of changes as well, and you need to have the ethical boundaries as well in terms of research to giving out such numbers. But more or less, we see a lot of development in terms of जिस तरह वैक्सीन की बात करते हैं, तो वैक्सीन डेवलपमेंट इतने जल्दी वैक्सीन डेवलपमेंट और इस तरह की चेंजेस, a lot of development is there. But yes, I would agree with you that there are certain things that are debatable upon the region as well. So how do we make sure that the world keeps getting better? ये भी अब हमारे ऊपर है कि हम किस तरह से उसको मजीद जो है बेहतर कर सकते हैं. There were certain stats जो मैंने आपको पहले शो किए. So United Nations, जिसके अम्ब्रेला के अंदर सारे कंट्रीज जो हैं वो आते हैं, they devised a plan of 8 different goals which were known as MDGs, Millennium Development Goals, from 2000 to 2015, and they were focusing on economy, they were focusing on poverty eradication and gender, and only one goal was focusing on environmental sustainability. out of all goals. So these are the goals set by the United Nations, that how all the countries around the world will be focusing their overall progress or the agenda. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर हम किसी यूनिवर्सिटी की एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं तो एक एजेंडा होता है कि आपने 10 ईयर्स में क्या अचीव करना है, 15 ईयर्स में क्या अचीव करना है. So same goes for the personal goal. So if that is known as the Millennium Development or MDGs, जो कि 2015 तक थे. Then in 2015 there was this accord which became very famous, Paris Agreement. A lot of people from you, especially those hails from environmental sciences, engineering, or have done their research on Paris Agreement, they know, but just a glimpse of it, that Paris Agreement states that world needs to limit the global temperature less than 2 degrees centigrade to achieve the net zero, and then to enhance the urban resilience. And how we can do this जब तक हमारे पास फाइनेंस नहीं होंगे, किस तरह से मनी जो है वो फ्लो होती है. A lot of debate happens कि किस तरह से जो है नॉर्थ पोल्यूट करता है और साउथ जो है उसको क्लीन करता है. So that is the overall glimpse of Paris Agreement, which actually led towards the sustainable development. So United Nations and all the countries came on board that all the development should be sustainable. When it comes to the word sustainable, what do you think? What it means? Anyone?
Development that does not harm the environment.
Exactly. Agree. Anyone else? Development that is sustainable. Yes, yes, yes. What comes in your mind when you hear the word sustainable?
Sustainable can be defined as the ability to continue itself without a very high maintenance society.
Sorry, can you repeat?
It's something which is capable of continuing itself without a capability of high maintenance or something.
All right, thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, Khadija and Kishmala, you can talk.
So I also wanted to add that when we say sustainable, we want to focus on the fact that we do not want to run out of our natural resources and natural reserves.
Very well said, very well said. Who else?
Ji, Kishmala, you can unmute yourself.
What comes to my mind when I hear the word sustainable is that maintaining something at a certain level.
Maintaining at a certain level. True that. Guys, if you want to speak, you can speak. Actually, I'm not able to see your screen, or if you raise the hand. So अगर कोई बात कह के चुप करता है तो आप mic on करके बोल सकते हैं. All of you, thank you, sister. Let's see कि Google हमें क्या कहता है. If you type in that says that able to be maintained at a certain level or a rate, able to be upheld or defended. कोई भी आप product बनाते हैं, if you are in the product industry, so that must be designed in a way that will keep the future in mind, every aspect of it. For example, कोई event करते हैं, a lot of you are in the corporates, आप कोई event organize करते हैं. Sustainability means that you must consider all of the aspect that needs to be come under the sustainable development goals. For example, आपने venue किस तरह से select किया है, उस venue के अंदर accessibility है कि नहीं है, उसके अंदर अगर आपके पास disabled लोग आ रहे हैं, can you facilitate them? अच्छा, क्या आपका जो वेस्ट जनरेट हो रहा है वो किसी तरह से ट्रीट हो सकता है? सो यू कंसीडर एवरी एस्पेक्ट ऑफ इट, और उसकी ड्यूरेशन क्या है. व्हेन इट कम्स टू द प्रोडक्ट, आप उसका लाइफ साइकिल असेसमेंट करते हो. सो दैट इज द वर्ड सस्टेनेबल. And then comes the Sustainable Development Goals, the 17 SDGs. You see on your screen, you have seen a lot of time these colors in your department, in your institutions, in the corporate sector as well. Boxes की सूरत में आपने देखे होंगे 1 to 17 different goals. So slowly हम इसकी डेप्थ में जाते हैं, एंड आप लोगों ने जो है वो अपने आईज खुली रखनी है और इसके साथ साथ कान जो है वो भी खुले रखने हैं, ताकि हम डाउन द पाथ में आपसे एक एक्सरसाइज करवाऊंगा एंड आई विल बी आस्किंग सम क्वेश्चन एज वेल. सो वी हैव दिस एक्सरसाइज व्हिच इज नोन एज एसटीजी रिडल्स. तो आपको थोड़ी देर बाद मैं रिडल्स भी दूंगा एंड सी के हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू कैन सॉल्व दिस. So there are 17 SDGs और उनको further achieve करने के लिए we have certain targets, 169 targets. उन targets को achieve करने के लिए there are 231 indicators. मैं example के तौर पे आपको बताता हूँ. SDG 13 climate action. It states that we need to do something on the international level to mitigate the changes in the climate change. उसके अंदर एक टारगेट 13.1 states strengthen resilience and adaptive capacity to climate related hazards and natural disasters in the countries. जितने भी natural disaster हो रहे हैं उसको किस तरह से मिटिगेट किया जा सकता है, adaptive capacity जो है वो बिल्ड ऑन की जा सकती है. फिर उसके indicators हैं, that number of deaths, missing persons, directly affected person attributed to disasters per this number of population. So that is the division. You have the SDGs, then you have the target, and that is drilled down to the different indicators. अब हम one by one कुछ SDGs जो हैं उनको explore करते हैं कि what they say. SDG 1, which is known as no poverty. This SDG is particularly focused on eliminating the poverty. पाकिस्तान के अंदर आप देखते हैं there is a large population that resides even in Islamabad as well. Saidpur village है, बाकी सारे areas हैं जिसमें there's a what is the level of poverty? United Nations explains that if a person earns almost $2.7 per day, it means that person can be eliminated from the poverty line. So, और वो एक इंडिविजुअल के लिए, पूरी फैमिली के लिए नहीं. पाकिस्तान में एक बहुत ज़्यादा पॉपुलेशन जो है उस पॉवर्टी की सतह से नीचे रहती है. ठीक है. There is a figure that I have been given in front of you that 9.2% of the world population, around this much, lives in extreme poverty. जिनके पास, और ये जो यहाँ पे मेंशन है, living less than 1.90 per day due to inflation and other things, that rate actually now have increased. और अगर हम SDG 1 के indicators की बात करें, so these are different indicators. For example, eradicate extreme poverty 1.1, reduce poverty by at least 50%. Systems को किस तरह से protect किया जा सकता है, इसके अलावा किस तरह से equal rights देके प्रमोट किया जा सकता है SDGs को, build resilience to environmental and economic social disasters, किस तरह से इसको enhance किया जा सकता है, gender responsive जो है वो किस तरह से increase किए जा सकते हैं. And then SDG 2, zero hunger. How many of you are associated with the agriculture field? Directly or indirectly, किसी का कोई जानता हो या किसी तरह से associated हो, or who hails from any village? Do we have anyone who's associated with agriculture? Yes or no? I think we don't have anybody from the agriculture, right, Amir?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yes. So the second SDGs that is focused on the zero hunger. That how in the world we can achieve zero hunger in terms of giving those crops a better you can say treatment, और किस तरह से fertilizers को हम improve कर सकते हैं, उस वो जो gap है हमारा hunger का, that 30% of the world was moderately or severely food insecure, उसको किस तरह से meet किया जा सकता है. And there are certain targets again to achieve those different you can say different targets, and these targets are universal access to safe and nutritious food. किस तरह से माल न्यूट्रिशन से जो है बच्चों को निकाला जा सकता है, एंड देन किस तरह से स्मॉल स्केल फूड प्रोड्यूसर जो है उनको इनहेंस किया जा सकता है. एंड देन एग्रीकल्चर प्रैक्टिसेस, फॉर एग्जांपल पाकिस्तान के अंदर सबसे जो बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है उसमें से वन ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम इज दैट कि मैकेनाइजेशन जो है वो बहुत कम है. हमारे पास जो मशीन्स हैं जो उस पे फार्मर जो है वो शिफ्ट नहीं हो रहा. हम अभी भी जो है वो कन्वेंशनल वे से जो है वो चीज़ों को लेके चल रहे हैं. तो किस तरह से उसको इम्प्रूव किया जा सकता है और फूड के अंदर एक डाइवर्सिटी जो है वो लाई जा सकती है. Then obviously good health and well-being, very important in terms of health, कि आप किसी भी एरिया की किसी भी कंट्री की आपने प्रोग्रेस देखनी है, आपने उसका ह्यूमन इंडेक्स देखना है. सो यू नीड टू लुक इनटू कि what are their health indicators. So if we dig in the stats, we came to know that 5 million children died before reaching their 5th birthday in 2020 alone. So which is a very compounded effect. वो किस तरह से हुआ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अभी पाकिस्तान में देख लें, देयर इज अ लॉट मोर दैट नीड्स टू बी डन on different levels. For example, अगर सिंध की बात करें तो you read about that a lot of cases are over there. And even इस्लामाबाद की बात करें, NIH की एक स्टडी के मुताबिक almost 70% केसेस जो हैं उनको गैस्ट्रोपार्क से रेलिवेंट मिलते हैं, जो कि insufficient clean drinking water से जो है वो आते हैं. So that is SDG 3, that is focusing on good health. How can we achieve good health and well-being? So this is how we can achieve the good health and well-being. I'm not going to read all of these targets. You can see on your screen, these are the targets that one by one under each SDGs, as I already have mentioned, about 200 and something targets are there. So you can look up on your screens as well that what are these targets are. So after, we have this. So right after this SDG, I have a riddle for you and you have to solve this. So 4th is quality education. It's really important. If you want to grow your country, if you want to grow your community, one thing is very mandatory, that you need to spend on education. Look at even the GB में आप उनजा को देखें, they have a very large section of population जिसमें 94% उनकी literacy rate जो है वो ज़्यादा है, और उससे they have a very strong voice, उनका argument बहुत strong है, and how actually they can present their case nationally, and there are a number of examples that you can find. So अगर stats देखें तो वो ये indicate करते हैं कि 2013 से 21 तक 7 out of 10 3 children and 4 years of children are जो कि ट्रैक पे नहीं है, स्कूलों से बाहर है. आप पाकिस्तान के अंदर पॉपुलेशन देख लें, ऑलमोस्ट you can find in millions that people, especially children, are out of school. So how globally can we achieve the quality education? और उसके अंदर again there are number of targets are there कि we need to prioritize female education, we need to give equal access, and we need to sort of giving them a right curriculum, inculcate sustainable development and everything else. No guys, मैंने बोल गया है, अब आपका काम है कि आपने find out करना है. आपने करना ये है कि whoever guess the riddle, वो जो है वो टाइप करके बताएगा और नमीर मुझे बताएगा कि उन्होंने क्या टाइप किया है. So the first riddle is, I'm a line you cannot see, yet millions fall below me. Erase me and prosperity will grow. What am I? The world needs to know. आपने वहां पे SDG नंबर मेंशन करना है कि ये कौन से वाला SDG है जो रिडल 1 है. Nameem, have any response?
Yes, we've got Aruba saying SDG1, Kashmala and Asad saying poverty. Asad said SDG1. Poverty
Yeah.
line by one.
Can we give them chocolates?
Yeah, we can think about it.
I
In some
wish.
way.
I wish.
Well, for chocolate, someone has to go wrong. Everyone is right.
Exactly. I wish they would be in person. That would be so much fun. But yes, guys, you can switch on your mic for the second riddle as well. So whoever switched the mic first, I'm going to deliver a chocolate to you. Empty plates and barren lands. I'm a crisis in many hands. Solve me and people will thrive. What goal keeps everyone alive?
SDG number 2, zero hunger. I think.
Who's this?
Asad Muhtar.
नहीं, सिर्फ फीमेल को मिलेगी chocolate.
Yeah, SDG2 no hunger.
SDG2 no hunger. What's the name?
Farwa got it.
All right. And Amir, please इनका नाम नोट कर लीजिएगा. आप खुद ही डिलीवर कर दीजिएगा.
Sure.
So yes, let's move towards the gender equality. Yes, first of all, दोनों जो है वो responses right थे. So stick with me. इसी तरह की last पे जो है दोबारा riddle आएगी. थोड़ा सा मुश्किल है, देखते हैं. ये तो मैंने 4 SDGs के बाद रखा है. देखते हैं कि आप rest of the SDGs को cover करने के बाद आपको अंदाजा होता है कि नहीं. Gender equality is really important in terms of giving equal opportunities. More than 1 in 14 women are being affected. किस तरह से उनके पास वो level of access नहीं है, उनके पास वो opportunities नहीं है, so that they can access the same opportunities as male do. और उनके how we can achieve through different targets and discrimination against women and girls. किस तरह से उसे कम किया जा सकता है, and violence against exploitation, and eliminate forced marriages. For example, I hails from Punjab, Sialkot, and over there we see one problem, that is not females get equal opportunities as male do, especially in villages. शहरों में फिर भी बहुत अच्छी रेशो है, सभी को इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलती हैं, बट आई हैव सीन अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स इन द विलेजेस के वो इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटीज जो है वो मिसिंग होती है. सो किस तरह से गवर्नमेंट जो है वो स्टेप्स ले सकती है, किस तरह से इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, NGOs जो है वो स्टेप्स ले सकती हैं in terms of mitigating this particular element. Clean water and sanitation. Somebody from audience have mentioned that they have research on water.
Yes, I did. Khadija.
Fatija, you have research on water. Which particular topic?
My bachelor's was the research was in wastewater treatment, and then when I was doing my master's, the second master's, then I did my research on conducting life cycle assessment of MBR plant. That's also mechanized wastewater treatment.
MBR plant at NUST?
Yes, exactly.
All right. So yes, we have somebody who's working on clean water and sanitation. Look, it's just like a vehicle needs petrol, a human needs water. It's that simple. We don't go into much depth. There are a number of facts that you can check online, that how much population does not have the access of clean drinking water. The numbers are in front of you. So that SDG actually means for an institution, for example, for NUST, what that means. it means that NAS should actually devise its whole policies in a way that it must provide the population residing inside the campus clean water and sanitation. And these are the different targets. आपने अफोर्डेबल प्राइस पे वो ड्रिंकिंग वाटर देना है और किस तरह से सैनिटेशन और हाइजीन की जो है वो फैसिलिटीज आपको एक्सेस जो है उस चीज की देनी है एंड एज खतीजा मेंशन वेस्ट वाटर ट्रीटमेंट एंड सेफ रीयूज नास्ट में भी जो है वो वाटर almost जो है जितना भी ट्रीट होता है 100% of that water goes toward the horticulture purposes as well. So that is something that government needs to do and organizations needs to do in terms of SDG 6, that how effectively they can provide clean drinking water and sanitation through different management techniques. A very relevant project I just would like to mention about WWF का एक project चल रहा है, which is known as water sensitive cities, which is a concept developed by Monash University, और वो बहुत एक अच्छा concept है. If somebody would be interested, I would love to give more details on that. And affordable.
Share the details when you have time.
Sure, I will. So affordable.
Yeah, sure, to meet.
That's excellent. Affordable and clean energy. So how many of you have research or associated with energy or affordable energy or anything related to energy? No one. How many of you have solar on your rooftops?
I do.
I do. One. Only 1 out of 20.
I have it too.
Sorry. You have another one?
I have solar too. My house runs solar. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So we have the champions with us. Affordable and clean energy. SDG 7 actually states that how जितना भी हमारा fossil fuel से shift है, उस तरह से किस तरह से उसको achieve किया जा सकता है. SDG 7 states कि किस तरह से, if I'm sitting in NAST, how I, in my capacity as an institution, align the whole research with clean energy. I can focus on my operations. कि किस तरह से इसको shift किया जाता है. Why there's a need to shift towards clean energy? A lot of problems today that we face in terms of global warming, climate change, extreme events, all of these problems are associated with the energy sector. So a lot of pollution comes from that sector. So that figure, which states that 91% of 81% with this much population जो है वो electricity की access है, और किस तरह से उसको clean energy की तरफ जो है वो हम लेके जा सकते हैं. There are certain targets. Again, you can look up on your screen and you can read universal access to modern energy. What is modern energy? Anyone? The guys who have solar on their rooftops.
Yes, I think it's only related to electricity.
Yes, please, one by one.
Khadija, was it Khadija? You can go first.
Okay, I think it's specifically related to electricity.
Electricity, okay.
Noman, you also had something to say.
Yes, so energy which is created like totally like solar, windmill or something like that.
Yes, exactly. Modern energy, rightly mentioned, related to the operation, that how it is produced and the source of energy, कि वो कहाँ से आ रही है. तो उसके अंदर you can pin a lot of sources from ranging from solar to wind and other renewable sources as well. So even though I would like to mention that NUST also produces almost 25% chunk of the electricity from solar energy, and we are really committed to move towards renewable soon, inshallah. So just like this, I cannot go giving you detail of every SDG and their targets. ये बहुत लंबी presentation हो जाती, and still I tried to make it more succinct and brief so that we can set up a stage what are SDGs, and then we can move forward. So SDG 8 actually, it's decent work and economic growth. I'll be giving you examples of each SDG. For example, if I'm an employee of an organization, let's say Telenor, so then decent work and economic growth states that I would have the opportunities in terms of my growth, in terms of the work hours, in terms of how I can contribute. So there are certain targets under that SDGs which state if that organization fulfills those different indicators or KPIs, it means that organization is doing good in SDG 8. For example, in the rankings, the THE impact rankings, which are focused on, these are institutional rankings focused on the SDGs. Oftentimes, हमारे से lumps जो है वो आगे निकल जाता है, तो ये हमें regret भी रहता है, but that's how it is. तो बट ये है कि SDG 8 के अंदर उनकी परफॉर्मेंस काफ़ी अच्छी है. दे हैव अ वेरी विविड रूल्स, और उन्होंने इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ है और इस डिसेंट वर्क के ऊपर बहुत काम भी किया. देन कम्स द SDG 9, इंडस्ट्री इनोवेशन एंड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, which states कि फॉर एग्जांपल कोई न्यू इनोवेशन जो भी आएगी इंडस्ट्री के अंदर, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के अंदर, वो सारी SDG 9 के अंदर आएगी. In COVID, we have developed, NUST have actually developed different kits for testing of COVID, जो कि eventually draft के अंदर फंस गई और उनका एक long process होता है. और वो सारी innovation जो कि आप एक नई novelty लेके आती हैं, that comes under the SDG. For example, Khatija mentioned about the research on NBR. If she would have, come up with something कि उसने बैक्टीरिया फाइंड आउट किया है NBR में जो कि पहले किसी ने फाइंड आउट नहीं किया था, and she wanted a patent out of it, so that comes under the SDG 9. जितनी भी innovation होगी, और then we move towards the reducing inequalities. A lot of times we see people, बल्कि मुझे ऐसे कहना चाहिए, do you believe that everyone has equal talent? No, straightforward no. Nameer, can you give me the name of this person?
Khadija.
Khatija, you are on the hit list.
Yeah, I'm being realistic.
All right. Anyone else?
I'm not okay.
Sorry. All right. So Khatija just said no, it depends upon the different scenarios. It's a long debate, but we can somehow reduce the inequalities. If I am not able to access a certain venue, if I would be given a wheelchair, so I can access that. Let me give you an example. Al-Koel local youth conference last year, we held that in NUST, and uske andar a lot of people reached out to us stating that मैं जो है वो तुर्बत से हूँ और मैं Al-Koel जो है वो attend नहीं कर सकती because of certain financial situations. What we have done is कि हमने उनको कहा कि आपको क्या चीजें चाहिए. उनको हमने मील उनका दिया 2 days का. We have given them the ticket so that she can come from Turbat to NUST and she can stay. We waive the fee and then given the meals and everything. That is institutional capacity can do in terms of reducing inequalities. in any form of inequalities. Then comes the sustainable cities and communities. How many of you are from Lahore? And Amir, I cannot see, sorry.
Kashmala and Farwa have raised their hands.
Kashmala, can you make Lahore a sustainable city? Switch on your mic, please, if you can.
I want to. Lahore has the most pollution.
You want to, please stay connected with Namir. He also wants to. We all do, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. And who was the second Namir?
It was Farwa.
Farwa. Yes, Farwa, please.
So definitely we can improve it by using electric vehicles.
Yes,
Electrical vehicles. Okay. So, Kashmala, as इस वीक आप पूरा हमारे साथ जो है वो जुड़ी रहें और लास्ट पे inshallah I would be able to change some of the opinions as well, but I really like the enthusiasm both of you that you have. Thank you so much. And then responsible consumption and production. Namir, how many females we have?
To be honest, I haven't segregated, but
Almost 6, 7.
I guess so.
Okay, a question to the females only, that which Pakistani brand have the more volumes in terms of Eid ki arrival hai, ye badi Eid ki arrival hai. Anyone from female?
ethnic.
कौन सा?
Zara Shahjahan.
Zara.
I said ethnic.
Another one?
Ethnic.
Ethnic. All right. Any male candidate, please? आपको क्या लगता है कि किस ब्रांड के सबसे ज्यादा जो है वो वॉल्यूम्स आते हैं? J-Dot.
Well, so our company once conducted a research on this topic, and the first company was Khadi, followed by Sapphire, Limelight, and Nishat. And then there was Maria B2.
Who was which one, the first company?
The first was Khadi.
Khadi. Okay.
Yes. Khadi followed by Sapphire, Limelight, Nishat Linen, and Maria B.
Okay, Khadi, how many volumes they have?
I don't remember the exact number.
Okay. Khadi, it's... Yeah, so do you know H&M brand? Both of you who have answered. H&M is like an international brand who have almost 50 plus volumes annually, which means that this cotton shirt that I'm wearing right now, it has a huge water consumption. For example, ये जो मैंने cotton shirt पहनी है, 2,500 liters of water is used to make this one shirt. और इसमें फिर वो जो different lines that you can see, इसको lines add करने के लिए जो है different dyes जो है वो use होती हैं. And Khatija can tell, or anybody who have worked on wastewater or textile water particularly, because my research was also on wastewater treatment, water treatment. So you can tell that how many steps it took actually to make one piece of cloth. So a brand who's producing 50 volumes, spring का volume है, 14 अगस्त का volume है, फलां 5% off है, फलां है. There's an average research कि पुराने ज़मानों में जो एक princess पूरी लाइफ साइकिल में जितने ड्रेस पहनती थी, आजकल के एक नॉर्मल घर की जो कोई इंडिविजुअल है, वो 5 years की एज में उतने कपड़े पहन लेता है. So how can we talk about responsible consumption and production? So this SDG, ladies and gentlemen, actually deals with that we don't act as buy, use, and throw. Rather than we make it a circular model. For example, that how we can utilize the previously used things. किस तरह से हम उनको recycle कर सकते हैं. For example, waste की example ले लें. We are trying our best at NAST how we can actually first of all segregate the waste, and then out of that waste we can recircular in terms of making different products. किस तरह से वो model को implement कर सके. This year's agenda of our office is that we should be working on waste responsible consumption and production. That is the SDG 12. And 13 are very close to my heart, climate action, and I think everybody knows about climate change and how climate change is impacting Pakistan. You see a lot of numbers going around कि पाकिस्तान इस नंबर पे है, प्रोफाइल में इस पे है, vulnerability ये है, climate index ये कहता है, etc., etc., etc. A lot of knowledge over there. So SDG 13 focuses on how we can access the global funding. और उसको किस तरह से एक्सेस करके जो ऑलरेडी इम्पैक्टेड एरिया हैं उनके ऊपर क्या काम किया जा सकता है. ओके, ये इंटरनेशनल अप्रोच है. देन इट कम्स टू व्हाट एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन डू, कि किस तरह से वो अपनी एमिशंस को मिनिमाइज कर सकती है. स्कोप 1, स्कोप 2, स्कोप 3 एमिशंस को, कार्बन एमिशंस को किस तरह से वो डीकार्बनाइजेशन की तरफ किस तरह मूव कर सकती है. Someone from the cohort also mentioned in the start that she would like to listen more about decarbonization. So SDG 14, life below water. यहाँ पे अमूमन होता ये है कि इंडस starts from गिलगित बल्तिस्तान और उन एरिया से बड़ा क्लीन वाटर आ रहा होता है. जैसे ही वो पंजाब के अंदर इंटर होता है, इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन, इंट्रूजन एंड सो मेनी थिंग्स, तो लाइफ जो है वो एक मतलब मिजरेबल लाइफ हो जाती है, मेरीन लाइफ. एंड दैट SDG 14 इज फोकस्ड ऑन लाइफ बिलो वाटर, कि जितनी भी क्रिएचर है उसके ऊपर फोकस किया जाए, रिसर्च के ऊपर फोकस किया जाए. And then, ladies and gentlemen, last slide of the day. And after this slide, yes. So, life on land means everything that comes on the land in terms of plants or in terms of living things, उनको किस तरह से कैटलाइज किया जा सकता है, उनके पोटेंशियल को उनको एनहांस करके टू अचीव द ग्लोबल एजेंडा 2030. ये जो 17 SDG गोल हैं इसको किस तरह से अचीव किया जा सकता है. एंड वी हैव द 16th SDG focused on peace, justice and strong institution. We have certain strong institution. Anyone can mention a strong institution in Pakistan?
Armed forces.
Exactly. लगता है आप लोगों ने मरवाना है मुझे. So I'm saying,
yeah, but you are sitting in us. So
yeah, exactly. I should be refraining. So yes, there are strong institutions. Let me say bureaucratically. Indeed, there are institutions, strong institutions, but it means that institution across the board, not only a certain institution. The first agenda is to maintain peace in terms of devising those policies. We see a lot of, there's again a debatable topic of what's going on in on the World's Affair in terms of peace, Gaza and other situations. And then comes the justice on international, national, regional countries, and then provinces, then divisions, then further on the UC level, and how we can build strong institutions. So everyone should have the strong policy. Then we have the SDGs, 17th SDG, which is that we need to partner with the organization. I need to partner if I have certain skills with Nameer, so that we can synergize our effort and we can sit together, that if somebody have X skills and I have Y skills, we can combine that. X and Y is equal to X and Y means male. So that is the overall view of 17 SDGs. Namir, please note the name and you have to deliver the chocolates.
Sure.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I want male answers on the first one. Sun, wind, and waves are my source. I power homes without remotes. Clean and green, I light the way. Which goal am I? Can you say?
Clean energy, I think so.
Who's
Clean
this?
energy. Paha.
Wow. All right, all right. Any female?
SDG 7.
Yes, yes. I did not remember the goal number exactly because I did not take the whole session. That's why. Yeah, it is 7. I think so.
SDG 7. Yeah.
All right, all right. Thank you, both of you. I seek to, then again, second riddle, I seek to level the playing field so opportunities equally yield, bridging gaps both far and wide. Which goal takes fairness as its guide?
SDG 5, gender equality.
Five. Yeah.
SDG?
Maybe gender
SDG 5,
equality.
gender
Gender
equality.
equality. Gender equality.
Bridging the gaps, don't you think it's SDG 10?
Or I think so, the last SDG.
Well, there's one answer on SDG
It's
10.
confusing.
Amna has replied in chat box.
अच्छा इसमें ऐसे करते हैं नमीर को ऑन बोर्ड लेते हैं नमीर व्हाट डू यू थिंक
I think it would be SDG 10.
इट वुड बी एसडीजी 10 नमीर आपने मुझे चॉकलेट्स देनी है ठीक है
Done.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's SDG 5. Or this is the activity you have for the next day. So I am really much looking forward if you have any sort of question. I'm going to stop my screen sharing so that I can see you guys. Finally. Yes, do you guys have any questions for me?
I have a small question.
Uh,
So basically, you see, there are companies that I used to work at artistic millionaires, and then they follow a lot of rules and regulations to make sure that these SDGs are SDGs are implemented in the company. So, what sort of technological advancement in Pakistan is being implemented to make sure that these particular points are being followed?
All right, Numan, let me rephrase your question so that I may know that you are asking the same question. You are referring that currently in Pakistan, what are the measure the government or institutions are taking in tandem with the international practices?
Yes, I want it to be compared with the international practices. Like, what's the difference between Pakistan and international?
Yeah, Numan, as far as the academia is concerned, so a lot of steps have been taken so far in terms of how in tandem we can actually leverage that. For example, we report our annual every year of SDG. For example, at National University of Sciences and Technology. Taha, if you can switch off your mic, please. All right. So, for example, we host the National Science and Technology Park, which has a number of different companies, almost 120 companies. So we report and map what are these companies doing according to their operations, so that we can suggest them that these are the funding streams available internationally that they can use. In terms of if we talk about the country, currently there is a cell that has been established in the planning ministry. So they are actually reporting on national level SDGs. For example, कि SDG 11 में क्या हो रहा है. अभी recent example के तौर पे ये है कि I recently we have met the person who's heading that at the planning ministry. They are gathering a data कि पाकिस्तान में कितने vulnerable houses हैं, so that they can estimate कि अगर next कोई flood आता है या catastrophic situation आती है, तो how can they plan effectively in terms of infrastructure कि उनको ये पता हो कि in area से they need to vacate people, they need to actually take people from one place to another. So yeah.
Basically, I have a follow-up question. So, is there like a particular institution? We list his institutions की जो ये सारी चीजें देखी होगी, or like how does it work exactly?
Is there a list of?
Yeah, list of these institutions जो ये सारी quality check कर रही होती है. So,
sorry, your voice is
how does the
breaking. I'm
process
not
work?
able to understand. Can
What
you
I'm trying to say is is there a list of institutions who makes sure कि यार ये quality implement होगी यहाँ या नहीं?
Is there a list of institute? Nameer, can you rephrase this question? I couldn't get it. Sorry.
It's जहाँ तक मुझे समझ आया, it's something like what are the institutions or authorities that keep the track of if someone is going sustainably or not.
All right.
Exactly.
All right. All right. So in terms of institution, there are certain bodies. For example, as I already mentioned in the academia, for example, if I give the example of us, so our Office of Sustainability is responsible for that. But when it comes to the government, there is an office which is under like Planning Commission, which reports to international offices. For example, internationally, there are set of standards on the SDGs impact standard that we will be exploring in the next workshop, that how we can measure the SDGs. उनका impact किस तरह evaluate किया जा सकता है. For example, you hails from wastewater industry or any other industry. So how can we actually evaluate that? और उनके measure क्या हैं, उनके standards क्या हैं, और उसको किस तरह से measure किया जा सकता है. So yes, there are standards related to that. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah.
Thank you. If no one has other questions, so I can share the last activity that I would like you to do. That is to pick up any problem from SDGs. For example, आप लोग 17 लोग हैं, तो you can pick up like 2 लोग एक ग्रुप बना लें और एक SDG के ऊपर प्रॉब्लम आपने चूज करना है. फॉर एग्जांपल वी कैन पिक अप अ प्रॉब्लम ऑफ क्लाइमेट एक्शन के ऊपर आप ये बता दें कि ग्लोबल वार्मिंग एंड हाउ यू कैन सॉल्व दैट प्रॉब्लम एंड एक्ट लाइक an organization. For example, if I'm representing that, act like मैं कोई organization हूँ और इस problem को किस तरह से हम mitigate कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. Make a presentation maybe of 2 slides. Okay, or you'll be given 2 to 3 minutes followed by 1 or 2 questions. All right, so ये आपने prepare करनी होगी, and then the next day that we meet, we'll have the discussion on the upper level. Since we have set up the stage, now we are able that all of you are on the equal platform or equal sort of in terms of learning. So now we would be able that how we can measure the SDGs according to the international best practices and how NUST is actually doing so. So really much looking forward. Thank you, Nameer, for being in more.
And Ziabai, I just have an idea. I would like to just pitch it to all of you participants that if we could add you in our participants group for this week, because it's completely your week and you'll be doing all the activities. So if there's anything anyone wants to discuss, so we'll add you in that group, and so discussion is possible.
Yeah, sure. Nameer, you can add me, and I would really love to actually share some of the resources on SDGs as well. So maybe in the next session, I would be able to share more insight on measurement and calculation as well. You can add me in the group.
Okay, perfect. So if there are no questions, we'll end our sessions today. And I would really like to thank you, Sir, and I'd also like to thank all the participants. And we'll be meeting on Wednesday, inshallah.
Yeah, on Wednesday. I'll share that last slide, and maybe if you can add me in the group, I can share that with the participant and how they can divide themselves. If two people would combine one group, that would be great, I think.
Yep. Okay. I'll just add you right now.
Okay, everybody. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz. See you on Wednesday, inshallah.
Okay, guys. See you. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Allah Hafiz.